May 11th, 2021, just before 2 in the afternoon. A bridge inspector on Interstate 40 over the Mississippi River picks up a phone and dials 911. His voice is steady but urgent. He says, "We just found a supercritical finding that needs traffic shut down in both directions." Minutes later, a female colleague calls. She says, "We need police cars out here to get the traffic off the bridge." Within an hour, 50,000 vehicles a day were detoured. The Coast Guard halted barge traffic on the Mississippi. What unfolded next is the story of how America almost lost an entire bridge over a major river. A bridge that had been quietly cracked for at least 5 years. Today, we're diving into the Hernando de Soto Bridge and the closest call in modern American infrastructure history. The Hernando de Soto Bridge connects Memphis, Tennessee to West Memphis, Arkansas. It carries Interstate 40, a coast-to-coast freight artery running from California to North Carolina. Nearly 2 miles long, with twin tide arch spans rising 160 feet above the Mississippi, locals call it the M Bridge for its distinctive double arch shape. It opened to traffic on August 2nd, 1973, after 6 years of construction and $57 million in funding, more than $300 million in today's money. Today, it carries more than 40,000 vehicles a day, roughly a quarter of them 18-wheelers. It is one of only 2 Mississippi River crossings serving the Memphis metro area. The next nearest crossing is 60 miles south, and it was designed by an engineering firm whose name should send a chill down every American's spine: Sverdrup and Parcel. Before we continue, don't forget to click that subscribe button and like this video. It is the best way to support this channel. To understand why that name matters, you have to go back to August 1st, 2007. On a clear summer evening in Minneapolis, the Interstate 35W bridge over the Mississippi River collapsed during rush hour. 13 people died. 145 were injured. Cars dropped 110 feet into the river. School buses, motorcycles, semi-trucks. The cause was a single point of failure. An undersized gusset plate on a fracture-critical bridge designed by Sverdrup and Parcel, the same firm that designed the Hernando de Soto Bridge in Memphis. Both bridges were classified as fracture-critical, meaning a single steel member failure could bring down the entire structure. Both crossed the Mississippi. After Minneapolis, every fracture-critical bridge in the country went through accelerated inspection. The Hernando de Soto passed those inspections in 2014, 2016, 2018, 2019, and 2020. 5 clean reports. 5. And every single one of them was wrong. But the most disturbing part of the story is not what the inspectors missed. It is who saw it first. On August 6th, 2016, a retired Tennessee man named Barry Moore was kayaking on the Mississippi with a Boy Scout group. He paddled under the Hernando de Soto Bridge and snapped a few casual photos of the steel above him. He was just a tourist taking pictures. 5 years later, after watching the news in May 2021, Moore went back to his old vacation pictures. He zoomed in on the area where the crack had just been found, and there it was, clearly visible. The same fracture. The Associated Press had a photo editor forensically verify the timestamp. August 6th, 2016. Authentic. The crack had been visible from the surface of the river for at least 5 years, and possibly longer. A University of Memphis engineering professor reviewed the image and said the corroded edges suggested the crack was actually present even before 2016. Moore emailed the photos to both Tennessee and Arkansas transportation departments. Only Arkansas acknowledged receipt. And it gets worse. The Arkansas Department of Transportation reviewed its own archived drone footage from a 2019 inspection. The crack was visible there too. The state's own equipment had recorded the defect on video, and nobody noticed. By the time inspectors finally found it in May 2021, The crack had completely severed one steel plate over 1 inch thick, sliced through the top cover plate, and split 9 feet of welding. More than half of a fracture-critical girder was gone. A University of Memphis professor told the AP that if inspectors had not arrived that day, something major and catastrophic would have happened. The professor said, "I can guarantee that." 6 days after the closure, the Arkansas Department of Transportation fired its lead bridge inspector, Monty Frazier. The agency said he had failed to follow proper protocol on the 2019 and 2020 inspections. Lori Tudor, the director of the Arkansas Department of Transportation, said publicly, he didn't see it. But the reason he did not see it is because he was not following proper protocol. Later reporting revealed that at least 4 other Arkansas Department of Transportation inspectors had also looked at that same girder between 2016 and 2020. Frazier became the public face of a failure that was systemic. The closure lasted 83 days. The economic damage was staggering. The Arkansas Trucking Association estimated trucking delays cost $2.4 million per day. More than 26,000 trucks a day had to reroute, mostly onto the older Interstate 55 bridge, 3 miles south, a structure that was built in 1949. The Coast Guard halted Mississippi River traffic. Within 72 hours, more than 1,000 barges had stacked up. Tennessee hired Kayaker Infrastructure South to lead emergency repairs, with Michael Baker International designing the fix. Crews installed 30,000 pounds of steel plate in just 2 weeks as a temporary splice. Then came permanent post-tensioning and bolted reinforcement, plus phased array ultrasonic testing of every single weld in the tie girders. They found 17 more weld defects on the same bridge. The total emergency repair cost approximately $10 million. The bridge reopened on August 2, 2021, exactly 48 years to the day after it first opened. But the consequences extended far beyond Memphis. On December 13, 2021, the Federal Highway Administration issued a national directive. Every state was required to inventory all bridges built with the same type of high-strength steel and conduct ultrasonic testing on every fracture-critical weld by March 2024. The Hernando de Soto Bridge had forced the entire country to look at itself again. And in 2024, a similar fracture was discovered on Colorado's Blue Mesa Middle Bridge, proof that the lessons of Memphis are still being learned the hard way. As of today, the Hernando de Soto Bridge is now inspected every 12 months, instead of the federal minimum of every 2 years. The crack was visible for 5 years. It was photographed by a kayaker on a sunny afternoon. It was filmed by a state drone. And it took a contract crew with no responsibility for that part of the bridge to find it before it killed someone. If you found this story as fascinating as we did, hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the bridges shaping America. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.